This is Adventure for Life, and I'm Joel. This is day 3 of the IDBDR. We stayed at the Avery store and motel last night, which was quite Spartan. The metropolis of Avery here, St. Joel Oil Company. Oh, cool little bridge here. I think that's the stream we were riding beside last night, obviously. My throttle hand is starting to get real sore. That's all right. Anyway, lot cooler, 53 degrees this morning, so obviously that's a nice change from the 111s we were having last week. A lot cooler. Anyway, 200-mile day. I don't remember the name of the town we're ending up in, but this is going to be a long one, so that's why we're starting at UC8 on my instrument panel. We're still on Pacific time, so it's actually 7 o'clock, but we're going to end up on Mountain Time in the town that we get to today. Anyhow, beautiful day, going to be a glorious day. Looking forward to it. This is 60 seconds later. We're on the trail early. Gonna be lots of dust again, so I'll be sagging back, and you know, it was nice riding with Jim yesterday and not having to deal with the dust as much, but it's going to be a dusty one today. We're riding along this stream here, and as you can see, it's still dusty, but really pretty start to the morning. Got the trees and the mountain on the left and the stream on the right. So you couldn't ask for a much better start to a day. There you got a good look at the stream there. So we got another tunnel we're running through. You can see I got my yellow light, which is pretty bright. The other guys took the lower ride into Avery last night and didn't get all the tunnels that we did, so that was a lot of fun for us to be able to go through all those tunnels. We've climbed the mountain. We're not all the way up, but most of the way up. Got this little narrow section here, which I like these. When it's kind of close in, you can see when the sun comes through, it is wow, blindingly bright. So I assume you see me holding my arm up in front of the sun, because you cannot see, especially with the dust. You know, as soon as again you get the shade, it's good, but can't see much. Yeah, I've got it on video right now, so you're on recording, Jim, so you can say hi to everybody if you want to. Yeah, it was 49 degrees earlier, and it's 58 right now, so it's changed quite a bit. Yeah, Jim and I have the intercom on. We don't talk a lot on it, but it makes it nice to communicate a little bit. That's Jason in front of me, by the way. Down on that same section, it was well, as always, it was really narrow back there, and as soon as I turn the camera on, it widens out. But pretty fun section, because the trees were close, the road was really narrow, and you felt like you were in a little natural tunnel. We picked up the pace just a hair. Okay, it's got narrow again, so hopefully we'll have a little bit more of this narrow section. rocky there. All right, this has been a pretty tough section. We've been riding pretty hard. Visibility's a problem, so I've got my visor up right now, which is why the volume's a little different. You see a little bit of dust there. Jason's in front of me, but it's I don't know if they'd call this technical or not, but wow, I did it again. That's the second time my foot's tapped the gear shifter and I've put it down into neutral on accident, and then I go to climb and nothing there. Ooh, pretty rocky there. Anyway, fun section, got to pick your lines. Wow, this is real rocky here. Doesn't look like much to you on the video, but this bike bounces all over the place when it starts hitting those rocks. The lighter bikes obviously go over them a little bit easier, probably a lot of bit easier than this thing does. I mean, it'll climb for sure. You can hear the motor just got plenty of torque and low end power, whatnot, to do this. But your tires deflect all over the place when they hit these rocks. As you can see, it's still dusty. That rock section that you just saw was long. There's still some of it up here. Wow, the dust is bad. Anyway, I got my visor up again because you just can't see. That dust coats your visor, and then the sun shines on it, and you just can't do anything. Anyway, nice view out to the right. We've had several of these, what you're seeing right here, this little, several of them, the water's gone all the way across. It's no big deal. You just pick the most narrow spot, and it hadn't been, slippery, and it's been real short little spurts of that water. So anyway, you can see Jason in front of me. He's going a little slow. There's a view of the mountains in the distance, and another one of these little, woo, didn't pick the best spot to go across that. That's all right. I don't know if you saw, but where I went across, there was a little bit of a bank on the side, and my front tires slid down sideways as I was going across. Thankfully, I stayed up. Another great view. So all your hard work on these rocks gets paid off with, views like this. They call it adventure biking for a reason. Okay, quick strop. Been riding pretty hard. My silly Camelback, you got to get the lid on exactly right, and I didn't, and so it leaked all in here. I've dried it out with the rag. That's why I've got it hung up there. Hopefully it'll dry. We are at the My Blue Heaven, and apparently this is just a spot where you can hang out, pack in, pack out. Established 1953, elevation 5778. Going to take a quick look in here. Looks like, this is what free camping's all about right here. And our German friends, what's your name? Frank. All right. And where are you from? Germany. Well, that would make sense. Yes. On their whatever these are, BMW somethings. So they got the same thing I do. I think it's obviously old school. Anyway, we're getting ready to head, but at least got to clean everything off, and we'll get going. Just passed a couple of trucks. Here's a Jeep. So there obviously are all-terrain vehicles making use of this road also. I'm surprised there's not more, because this is you know, what's pretty tough for me on this motorcycle is not nearly as tough for them. And here we got another something Jeep. Nice looking Gladiator there. Started climbing another mountain. This is Goat Mountain. I think it may be an alternate, I'm not sure. Or maybe that thing that we just now did with it was so rocky was an alternate. But anyway, this is just a gravel road. The downside, as you've heard me say a million times, it is steep. I'm this mountain, obviously not all the way again, but I got my visor up because of the dust. So got a pretty lookout over here. Once we get to this next corner, you'll get a good view. I'll try to look out as much as I can. Nice view, still too much dust. Had my front tire lock up on me in a couple of these corners. Okay, again, I got my visor open, but thought I'd give you a look at this. Where, you know, this is not tough, but you know, you're going into corners relatively hard, and I'll give you a look at. And again, of course, as soon as I do, we hit this straightaway, because we were doing switchbacks for quite a while back there, and hitting them, you know, fairly hard for my ability. I mean, obviously some kind of lake or whatever down there. I missed the best shot. My GoPro locked up for a second, but you still get a pretty good look there. Obviously, we're getting pretty close to the ground, because that's the first. These are the first guardrails we've seen for sure. So obviously there's a lot of vehicles that come up here or whatever, because there are no guardrails on any of the stuff we've been doing. Well, it was a short look, but pretty place. Pretty high bridge here. It's interesting how I don't know if you can see it, but the sides of the banks almost look like someone put bricks up or something and poured it that way. We're stopping up here, so I'll give you a little bit of a better look in just a second. But this is oops. Yeah, so really cool spot. I don't know that I've ever seen something like that as far as the banks go. Again, I hope you can see them, because they're just, it's like someone chiseled it out or put bricks down or something. Yeah, neat place. Went down, we had a road closed sign back there, and so we're on a detour, but pretty detour nonetheless. We climbed it, probably took about 15 minutes to climb the detour, and now we're headed down, and the views are pretty spectacular. Typically get this many open views back to back to back to back to back, but we'll take it. Passed some heavy equipment just a second ago. There appears they're building some addition to this road. Maybe why the road is so hard packed right here. A lot of big trucks going up and down. Okay, we're on a long dirt section here. We're down at, ground level, and it's been some pretty long straightaways, pretty hard packed dirt, so we're riding pretty fast here, where they've clear cut semi recently. So I thought I'd give you a look at that. The dust hangs in the air for forever, so you can't. Oh, there they are. Somebody take a little break. I guess we're going to go on. Clear cut, but allows you to see everything. So we stopped for gas in the tiny little town of Weepy, I think it was. Very strange. We're supposed to get gas in Pierce, but there was no gas in Pierce because all their pumps were broken. So we had to drive 10 miles out of the way, no big deal. Got some gas, took a break. We rode 100 miles this morning. We're going to ride 100 miles this afternoon on asphalt now, obviously. We'll see where this takes us. So we're still riding in. We're in a national forest. I don't remember what the name of it was. Quite a few twisties here, so thought I'd run a little video. Doing logging over there. Tight one. Ooh, 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 ooh. And that was tight. Good news is these dirt roads are frequently connected by roads like this, so you get fun on the asphalt and fun in the dirt. This is called the French Mountain Saddle, I think. So I assume it's a road that goes over the French Mountain and looks like a saddle. Here is that not much dust at all, so I'm not sure what's different. I mean, the dirt appears to be a little bit more hard packed. They said there was tree felling back there, so maybe big trucks are driving on this road and knocking it or pagging it down. But you see, we're falling a little closer to each other because there's just not much dust, which makes it a little bit more fun. We just all of a sudden it turned into dirt. We're obviously at the top of this hill or close to it, so that's why I turned the video on. I'm letting that hopefully that wind will blow this dust away pretty quickly. There's some Nice little purple flowers down there. I don't know if you can see them or not, but all along the side of the bank of this mountain. There's some up there. Didn't appear to be as many as there was below us, but that sounds kind of dumb. But obviously been clear cutting up here too. I'm not sure if why they leave a tree every now and then. Maybe it's just partly for the scenic aspect of it, or maybe those trees were no good for some reason. A little hard to tell, but this is a steep descent, pretty sandy. I don't know if you can tell that either, but bike's sliding around a fair amount. And you can see lots and lots and lots of dust still. Alright, looks like we're turning around and going back uphill. Ooh, I realized they had stopped. Almost lost it. Come on. Sometimes my gear shifter doesn't want to shift. Alright. Maybe the fast guys may have taken off. Left us behind. Ooh. Gotta go in the other direction. We've been fortunate that we haven't really met anybody at a bad time. You're supposed to always ride on the right, obviously, but that can't always happen. Black gravel. Changes in a hurry out here. On the side of some mountain, not the same one. We've been going mountain to mountain to mountain for a long time. Been riding pretty hard, hadn't stopped. Just passed another guy on a GS, passed a couple of side-by-sides. This has been tiring but enjoyable. And on cue, there's the tree hanging over there's been a lot of that today. Lot of trees out in the road that like the Forest Service just thinks they need to get by with 1 inch of clearance. I actually clipped one of them with my bag. I wasn't thinking about my bag sticking out farther than my leg does. I clipped one of them earlier. Fortunately, I just grazed it, because if it had caught, I'm guessing I'd have gone down. So I'm giving a little bit wider berth now on these trees. You see some vehicles here. Unfortunately, oh my goodness, man, could not see a thing. Yeah, there's been a lot more traffic in Idaho than there was in Washington, because we hardly saw anything in Washington, but you know, we're seeing side-by-sides, four-wheelers, you know, four-wheel drive vehicles like that, you know, a fair amount. And everybody thinks no one else is out here but them, including me. So you got to be careful. Quick break. We've been riding, stupid butterfly. We've been riding pretty hard. Got about, they said we're probably about 3/4 of the way done, and so maybe another, it's 3:15 right now, mountain time, so maybe another, I don't know, 45 minutes or an hour, not sure. Got to get all the dust cleaned off my visor so I can ride with it closed for a little while until it gets coated again. I'm going to stay back a little further. I'm trailing the pack right now, so nobody's behind me pushing me, so I can ride whatever speed I want to. The dust just is hanging in the air for, I know you guys are tired of hearing about dust, but the dust has been hanging in the air for, I mean, it hangs in the air for a long time, so you got to really lay back from the person in front of you. And Chris caught up to us earlier, you know, that truck that stopped on the road and created that big cloud of dust. I couldn't see anything. He said he actually had to stop and just sit there until it dissipated, because it was, you know, just like with me, couldn't see anything. All right, we got a few, we said probably an hour or so left. Oh, nice little scenic view here. So let's see. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so this has been a relatively, I just had to slow down, but this has been a relatively fast section, kind of like this. Lots of logs hanging out, you know, from the side of the road, so you got to be careful of that. That's one thing I've noticed today. It's like every time, I mean, this trail just keeps you working. Every time you think you're going to get to relax for 2 seconds, it throws something at you that, ooh, like that. Little rock, so you got to be, there's not much relaxing going on any of this. Not that I expect to relax, I'm just saying it's been non-stop today, and again, all kinds of different terrain. Going 30 and it feels like 75. So again, you get rewarded for that ride with views like that, and it's pretty spectacular. Oop, a little sandy here. Yeah, when it gets sandy and you're going downhill and you got these sharp turns, it's you got to keep the speed off, because I've had my front end go out from under me probably 3 times, and I didn't go down any of them, but you know, that front tire just lock up and start sliding and you're in trouble. All right, so been doing some rocky climbs and some rocky descents, and the descents you got to do slow, or at least I do. The climbs, you got to carry momentum, so you got to stay on the gas. Again, I don't know how rocky you can tell this is. I mean, the bike's bouncing all over the place, but this GoPro takes out a lot of that shaking. Oh, that's a cool little rock formation there. Woo! Yeah, this is tough. So what we just did was extremely difficult, and this is supposedly the second hardest BDR. We just took a break. They took off. I'm getting ready to take off, but man, rocky like you wouldn't believe. Downhill, uphill, downhill, uphill. There were some gullies in the road, literally 2.5 feet deep. it'd have been hard to get out of them if you got in one. Rut there. I was hoping to catch an earlier one because it was probably 1.5 feet deep, something like that. So some of these, they let get real deep, and we're stopping up here for some reason. We just took another little break. A couple of guys in front of us had spills, so it slowed them down, and we caught up to them. Supposedly got 37 miles to go to the highway. So, and it's 4:15 local time. So this is a long day. Obviously, we ought to get in. I'm guessing 5:30, maybe. I don't know. 75 degrees, so the temperature's pretty nice. All right, we got not a lot left, maybe 25 miles, but we got to this scenic overlook and taking a little rest here. This has been, again, this is supposedly the second hardest BDR, but our leader, who's been on 5 or 6 of them, is disagreeing with their rating system. See a little rock field over there. That's kind of cool. But look at the expanse here. This is just really, really phenomenal. The side of this mountain now, still a fair amount of rocky stuff, but well, now got the trees in the way, but there's a decent overlook back there. One thing about all these rocks is that I'm getting lots of practice for riding on rocks. I'm getting a little bit faster, a little bit more comfortable on them. Okay, this is the Lochsa Lodge, Lochsa, I think. We rode 200 miles today. It was tough. Even the fast guys said it was tough. I'm in the Lewis and Clark Trail cabin, I guess. Got a wraparound porch, pretty darn cool. I'm gonna go get some food. It's a nice place. It really, really was a tough ride today. We are worn out. Mike, one of the fast guys, walked up to me when we pulled up the hotel, gave me a fist bump, and he said, "Joel, I didn't think you'd make it." So I told him I'd take it as a compliment. But anyway, a good day, 200 miles. Good day, long day, tough day, challenging day, but fun. Okay, this is the restaurant we're going to eat in at the Lochsa Lodge. I thought I'd give you a quick look. Pretty cool place, big cabin. I think we're eating on the back porch, and unfortunately they don't wash clothes, so that stinks. We'll go play some pool though.